So I was sat with you, wasn't I, on a Friday night, and we were having our last supper, so to speak, before I was induced on Saturday. What time were we booked in for? 9:30.
What, the pub?
To be induced the next day.
Oh, 9:30 a.m.
9:30 a.m. And I sat there, merrily munching on my fish and chips, and we decided it was time to leave because I wanted to go home, wash my hair.
Hold on a minute, are you missing out an important fact here?
What?
I put on Instagram stories.
I
was having a beer called Honeydew, and I said honeydew and ... about time.
You did, yeah. It's like you predicted the future.
So you know.
So just before, I wanted to go home, wash my hair, shave my legs, be all ready for my induction, and that all went out the window because as we were leaving, I went to the toilet in the pub and was washing my hands at the sink, and all of a sudden I literally heard a pop, and then felt a lot of water, and my water broke. So we marched back home, didn't we? And Danny asked me why I was walking funny, didn't you? Because I felt like I'd wet myself.
Your face though when you come out of the toilet. I thought you blocked the toilet or something. We gotta go.
I don't poo. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey?
I don't poo. Well, actually, Danny knows I poo now because
That's what
during labour there was a lot of pooing going on, wasn't there?
Not during it. Oh well.
Yeah, at home.
Yeah.
So we got back and it all kind of happened pretty rapidly, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It went from me being absolutely fine eating my fish and chips in the pub to pretty intense contractions. So we rang the hospital, went in, they sent us back home, and as soon as we walked back through that front door, they ramped up, didn't they? It just went to another level. So my noises changed a little bit, didn't they? From a pant to more of
real
a
deep
growl,
groan, yeah.
like a growl.
They went to a groan then. They went to a growl in the hospital.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they went from a to a.
That sounded like I was enjoying myself.
And then, but the first ones were like that. They were like, oh.
Like I was doing a poo.
And then the second ones were like, oh. And then the third ones were like, what's going on? That's what you swear.
I'm a lady, I don't swear. So anyway, so it all happened very rapidly here.
I ran you a bath. Then.
You ran me a bath, which helped massively, even though the thought of getting my clothes off and getting into that bath, I couldn't think of anything I'd rather do less, because I couldn't really think straight. But when I got in that bath, it just took so much pain away.
Lit the candles, put a bit of Bon Iver on,
did.
or Bon Iver, as we call it.
Lit candles.
Yeah.
And then as it progressed, it all kind of went out the window. Anything we had planned, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
So I kept saying to Danny, leave the room. I need to poo.
I'm literally stood like this. She's in there. She got out of the bath. She got on the toilet. She went, leave the room. So I went like this.
Just stood in the corner.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I needed him there, but I also didn't want him to watch me having a poo. Because
so weird.
In Danny's mind, I don't poo or fart. Well.
I mean, come on.
I've not got any control over farts anymore, have I? Since I've had a baby. So I kept getting this urge to poo. And I did poo, but towards the end, I was still getting that urge, and I wasn't going to the toilet, but it felt like the baby was coming out. Like, honestly, the feeling, the sensation, it was just bizarre. Like, it felt like I was doing the biggest poo of my life, really. Anyway.
Kind of were.
I kind of was. So when the midwife heard me on the phone, when we rang up again, she knew I was pushing, didn't she?
Yeah.
But she didn't tell us that until we got into the hospital. Anywai, so I had to get out from being right on the top floor of the house to the car. Danny had to repack the whole car because we'd had a break-in of our car, hadn't we? So there was nothing in our car.
We didn't want to risk leaving anything again.
No, so Danny was doing that. I was trying to get dressed.
How long in between your contractions was it? Cause
a minute. I had 60 seconds.
But they got when you were at the top, they were worse because you got out of the bath and you had one. And I thought we were going to get stuck up there at one point.
Baby in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I did think it was going to come on the toilet. He was going to come on the toilet. I was going to be one of those women that had a baby in a toilet.
Would have had to call him Thomas.
Why?
Because Thomas Crapper invented the toilet.
Did you know? That's very knowledgeable.
Facts of the day.
Very knowledgeable of you. And then I'd managed to get all the way downstairs, and I was like, right, I can get to the car, I can do this in my 60-second break. And as I walked out the house, a contraction hit, and I was crossing the road to get to our car, and there was nothing I could do other than get down on my knees in the middle of the road. And as soon as I did that, a car
on a Friday night.
Thank God I had a bump, because otherwise I would have just looked like I was a crazy drunk, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
A car rounded the corner, so I was there going in the middle of the road with a car coming towards me, and it took every ounce of strength to get myself out of the road onto the footpath. And then by the time I'd done that, another contraction had come. And I was like, it's coming. So I had to run back into the house, sit on the toilet, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's coming out. Anyway, that journey, you have never, well, I mean, you probably broke the law, didn't you? But I think it's allowed when you have a woman in your car.
It's like that citizen's arrest. I was a citizen's ambulance.
You were? Yeah, we sped. And I had my eyes shut.
No, I just flashed people out of the way. That's what I did.
Yeah.
If people were going too slow in my way, I just flashed them out of the way.
Did you?
Because you were holding on to yourself.
Well, so I had my hands clamped firmly over my bits, because that's how much it felt like baby was coming out for the entire journey.
I'm trying to keep calm, going, don't worry, breathe through it, don't worry about it, don't worry.
Breathe like you're breathing through a straw. I was like, that's gone out of the window now.
Yeah, I mean, but it turns, I mean, I was literally Mr. Bean. It was like Mr. Bean. Because we were packing the car here, rushing around, blah, blah, blah. Then we got into the hospital, drove there, parked up, skidded in. Imagine the CCTV. Skidded in. Hey, we're here. Get out. I'll get out. So I can't walk. Okay, I'll get you a wheelchair. Went to the door. Saw a wheelchair. Boom, I'll go for that. Ran. Went for it. I had a dodgy wheel, so I went round in a circle.
Went round in a circle, back to where you were.
Went and got another one. Perfect. That works. Right, go and get you. What bags do you need? I don't know. These bags that she's been packing for 7 months. We had about 15 of them. I'm like, which one do you need now, though? Which one now? So I packed a few on like this.
You're like a donkey, weren't
But they're all
you?
like slidey off me t-shirt. So I'm like pushing you, and you're like
At this point, I had one leg up on the arm of the wheelchair, still holding on to my bit. So I dread to think.
You're slightly across the wheelchair.
I dread to think who saw us.
No.
Did we go past anyone? Do you remember?
No, it was because it was.
Because it was like 1 in the morning.
About 10 to 1 in the morning, yeah. Got upstairs, got in the lift, got upstairs, tried to keep you calm. Got to the doors of the birth centre. Perfect, it was a push door. Boom, push through. Second one was a pull door. Okay, I'll pull through that one. But these wheelchairs going backwards, they go like this.
They wind when you pull them backwards.
And you're going this. I was like dancing to yourself. And then the third door was like one of them buzzer ones, like that you push to let yourself in. But I thought it was a push door, so I've gone to push into it, and you've just gone
ran me straight into the door. So it was a really elegant entrance to hospital.
Proper Mr. Bean.
Yeah, and then we got in there and they were waiting because obviously they'd heard me and knew I was pushing. We went straight into a room, and I could hear the bath being filled up because I'd said I'd quite like to get in the bath, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I could hear it being filled up, but by the time we'd got in there and she'd examined me, so basically I walked through the door and just stripped off. I just wanted to be naked, didn't I? Stripped off and got down on all fours. I mean, I must have looked gorgeous.
I mean, we had a diffuser, and
we
a
had all
Bluetooth
sorts.
speaker all ready to go. None of it.
No
I'm
time.
holding the phone to your ear going, can you hear it? It's carnage. It's carnage.
And then, I got down on all fours and then she was like, can you get on your back so I can examine you? And I was like, no. I couldn't think of anything worse than getting on my back. But anyway, I did. And she was like, you ready? You ready? You're 10 centimetres. And I was like, what? No, I need an epidural, didn't I? I was desperate.
You said, I need something. I need something.
And luckily she gave me gas and air, which made me sound like the
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
You didn't realise though at the time that it was too late to have anything because you're already 10 centimetres.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And you were ready for pushing as soon as we went through that door.
Yeah. So,
which is mental. So
gas and air was like the dream. So I got my gas and air and I started pushing, didn't I? And from getting in there and pushing, 36 minutes later, Cooper arrived, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you described it as what was it?
Brutally Beautiful.
Brutally Beautiful.
Yeah.
And I pushed him out to a Bon Iver song, didn't I?
You did,
that was
yeah.
playing through your mobile phone rather than the planned speaker.
And because you're deaf in one ear, you was.
Oh yeah.
I was like the messenger from the. Our midwife was really softly spoken. She's like, "You're doing great, keep pushing." You're going, "What?" And I went, "You're doing great, keep pushing."
So I said, "I'm deaf," because I'm completely deaf in one ear. I was like, "I'm deaf in one ear."
All respect for anybody went out the window, didn't it? For you?
Yeah, I was like, no manners. And I was like, "I'm deaf in one ear, I can't hear what you're saying. Can you speak up, please?" Yeah. And anyway, it got to the point where she still wasn't speaking up loud enough, so it was like a relay, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was literally.
And all I was worried about was tearing. I was like, "Please don't let me tear."
Yeah, but you only worried about that when you had gas and air.
Did I?
Yeah, you had a couple of puffs from that gas and air, and you're like, "Ah, I just don't want to poo. I don't want to tear."
So the aftermath was not horrendous. I had a few stitches, and I
saved my shoes.
Unfortunately,
I saved my shoes.
You saved your shoes. You had cream suede shoes on, which was perfect for childbirth.
Pretty greens, a pair of pretty greens.
Perfect.
I'm not walking around on my tiptoes.
And they set me up to stitch my bits up. Right in Danny's view, like he was literally right in front of me. I was just there going, "Hi, here's my vagina." After I've just pushed a child out, didn't look anything like what you remember, did it?
I kind of don't care though.
Did you not care?
Just,
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But I had things to use, and
we're just overwhelmed, weren't we? With like.
Oh, we were. So you take painkillers afterwards with help, and I had my spritz for my bits that I was spritzing on constantly, which really helped, really soothed it down there. I don't think you've got any bits that need spritzing, sweetheart.
Oh, I do.
Within 12 hours we were home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Weren't we? And like, what do we do? We've got a child, and
the birth centre, by the way, was amazing because it wasn't based around a bed, so the whole room was like a kids' playground, really.
Yeah.
Just stuff to hang off and bean bags and all sorts of stuff.
But if I hadn't have stayed at home as long, and I'd have gone in, I would have definitely asked for an epidural
and gone to labour,
and would have had to have gone to the labour ward because you can't have an epidural on the birth centre. And
we got a bed afterwards to sleep in.
Yeah.
So a double bed.
Yeah.
Woo,
and NHS all the way.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah. It was a crack.
We were thinking about private because a couple of the boys did private, but we just wanted to try and give our faith and trust into the NHS.
Yeah,
and
well,
it worked,
my sister's a doctor, isn't she?
Yeah.
For the NHS, and
they looked after us amazingly
they did
well.
Very well. Yeah. The aftercare's been good as well, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how little Coops came into the world, with a flurry, wasn't it?
Cooper,
yay.
Well done to you. Well done to you.
Thanks, darling. Thank you.
I'm blind.
It's laughing back of my head.
Oh,
Yeah.
spoiling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm off to record an album.
Watch that microphone.